Orsted is the strongest man in the world. It's said that he could destroy the earth if he wanted to. So then, how the hell did Rudeus manage to mess with someone like him? Well, Rudeus was studying at the Renoa Magic Academy when one day he meets his future self. His future self tells him that Hitogami will kill Roxy because the future child that they'll have will lead to Hitogami's death. Hitogami is the human god and he's lived for a very long time. By very, I mean thousands and thousands of years. He has an absolute garbage personality, meaning that he's the type of person to take pleasure in the pain of others. Rudeus somehow manages to confront Hitogami about this, and Hitogami then threatens Rudeus that he'll keep sending people to kill his family until his own safety is guaranteed. In this conversation, Rudeus then suggests, okay, how about we kill Orsted, who is your mortal enemy? That way, my child won't be able to team up with Orsted and you don't need to kill them anymore. Hitogami says, if that's possible, then I'll stop doing anything bad to your family. It's unlikely, but worth a shot. So Rudeus gets to work in preparing his magic armor. This heavy piece of armor essentially looks like an Iron Man suit, and it weighs a lot, really, probably a ton. But Rudeus powers it up with his own magic, and that's how he's able to move around in it. Skip forward, Rudeus fights Orsted and gets his ass handed to him. But Rudeus is probably the only human in the world and ever in history, even in Orsted's previous 1,000 loops, that has managed to wound him this much. So we have to congratulate Rudeus for that, which is really good. Towards the end of this event, right, Eris, Roxy, and Sophie also join in. Orsted doesn't really want to kill them initially because their actions and their children are useful in the upcoming fight against Laplace and Hitogami. But then he says that as long as Rudeus is allied with Hitogami, Orsted will chase him down and kill everyone that he loves. So at this point, both Hitogami and Orsted sound like, terrible people. But if Rudeus betrays Hitogami and allies with Orsted, Orsted will gladly welcome him and forgive him for this incident. Orsted also promises safety for Rudeus's family and also gives Rudeus a bracelet that's a symbol of the dragon god. This way, Hitogami won't be able to spy on Rudeus. Orsted says that he'll help Rudeus in summoning a guardian beast to protect his family from any enemies, but it's not a guarantee that his family will be 100% safe, but it's the best choice Rudeus has right now. And then from that day, Rudeus started working with Orsted. I think the best part about this relationship is that Orsted doesn't say anything, right? He just wants this handy person to help him, set things up. But Rudeus starts calling their group Orsted Corporation, and he starts thinking like a Japanese salaryman. He calls Orsted boss. He has these weird thoughts like, oh, this is going to make the boss angry. He hires this elf secretary who's like this receptionist to the office, creates like this whole office near the city of Sharia, and that's where Orsted just stays most of the time. And Rudeus does all the heavy lifting for Orsted to an extent, like traveling around to different places and building magic teleportation circles and whatnot. Rudeus's main job becomes traveling around the world, building things, setting up teleportation circles, making relationships with people and communities, saving people, everything in order to fight Laplace and Hitogami in the future. The world of Mushoku Tensei doesn't have any motor vehicles like cars, planes, and whatnot, so Rudeus has to travel to different places by foot, horse, carriages, and whatnot, set up magic teleportation circles. He goes to places like dungeons, remote areas, villages, towns, and etc. This takes a lot of time, weeks or even months, and that's time that he's spending away from his family. If you would like to work for Orsted Corporation in saving the world from evil, then leave your CV down below and we will have a look.